The abundant rice fields of Vietnam extend endlessly from north to south and along the plains of the Mekong and Red River deltas. Here, sampans loaded with rice stalks are carried to China and then shipped to the rest of the world. Yet, Vietnam's agricultural successes have not been easy to come by. As recently as the late 1980s, the country had been unable to produce enough food for itself, despite the efforts of 80% of the population working as peasant farmers. A social economic policy known as collectivization was based on separating the farmers from the very land that had belonged to them for generations. Lack of individual incentives helped to cause harvest yields to drop, but ever since 1988, new policies have changed things dramatically. Farmers are once again owners of land holdings, each about an hectare in size. Productivity has returned to normal levels, and a third harvest has been added as a result of investments in seed and fertilizer.
In the past 10 years, growing rice was under the government's control. Now we work under contract with them, and people are more prosperous. We work for ourselves.
Vietnam has gone from being a leading rice importer to becoming the world's third largest rice exporter. The improvements are part of this country's new economic miracle and can be felt in the capital city of Hanoi as well. However, some authorities warn there is still cause for concern.
The problem of food security in Vietnam has not been fully resolved. Because while the urban economy has grown at 8% a year, the rural economy has only managed 2%.
In just 10 years, the population of Vietnam has grown from 65 million people to more than 76 million. Rapid urban growth is creating greater pressure on agricultural supplies, and the gap between urban consumerism and unchanging rural traditions is widening. In effect, the positive impact of decollectivization is beginning to wear off. Vietnam needs to find other ways of remaining self-sufficient. With the help of FAO and countries such as France, farmers are being encouraged to diversify their crops. They are learning to grow maize to feed their livestock of cows, buffalo, and pigs, and they are growing sugarcane and fruit trees. Nguyen is one such farmer who is very pleased with the results.
Other crops bring more benefits when compared to rice growing. With fruit tree crops, one can get 1 million dong per year in a hectare.
Important laboratory research is also developing new rice varieties which will increase production. By creating rice hybrids, some rice plants have 3 times more grains than the normal head. Hybridizing the self-pollinating rice plant requires much laboratory work and extremely complex techniques in the field. The FAO is also conducting tests on 600 hectares of selected land south of Hanoi, and so far the results are encouraging.
The farmers are highly receptive and motivated. Very often it is they who make suggestions for improvement once they get to know us. They are to some extent agriculture scientists themselves.
Meeting the nutritional needs of 2 million new mouths to feed every year is one of the great challenges for this rapidly growing country. Together with new technological research and farm diversification, Vietnam can remain self-sufficient well into the next century.